my goodness. I am so excited. Because guess who I'm beside? Santa Claus. Wow. Okay. There are a million questions that I have for Santa, but I have to ask questions that other people have asked me to ask Santa. So, first of all, how far is the North Pole? Like, really, are you really buried in the North Pole? Like, what's going on?
Oh, well, the North Pole, as you know, is a very, very long way from here. But I'm sure that if you try hard enough and use a lot of imagination, you can certainly find out where Santa lives. Santa's known by many names. Back in the 3rd century, I was actually St. Nicholas. I wasn't a saint yet, but I was a Bishop of Myra. Now, Santa didn't always wear red either. In fact, in the Netherlands and the Scandinavian countries, he actually wears green, and his name is Santa Claus. And Santa Claus, in fact, didn't even look like this until a young man named Clement Clark Moore, who gave us a wonderful poem called The Night Before Christmas. And he described Santa as dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes all tarnished with ashes and soot, and being chubby and plump and a right jolly old elf. Well, if you know the poem, you know what Santa looks like. But of course, you know what Santa looks like because he lives within the hearts of you and childhood everywhere.
Yay! This is way too much for me right now. Santa is amazing. Santa is cool. And you think about it, okay, so we live our lives every day, and why can't we just be like Santa every day? Be nice to people, share, just spread jolly cheer and make sure that everyone around you is safe and well.
Very good indeed. I think you're well on your way to becoming a top-class elf.
Woo! Yes! I cannot wait. That's awesome. All right, how do you become an elf? Is there an official school? What do you do?
Well, there was at one time an official elf school which Mrs. Claus runs. And she ran it very well. But we just got to be so much Christmas cheer finally in the world that the best way to become an elf, and here's a secret, is to keep that Christmas spirit in your heart all year round. And that way you could become an elf yourself.
What's life like at the North Pole before Christmas, before the holidays?
Oh my, very, very hectic. I mean, you wouldn't believe what goes on at the North Pole. We have the elves getting their training in, getting sure that they could fly nice and high, and Randolph gets his training in to make sure he can find all the presents and make sure they go back to the sleigh. Mrs. Claus, of course, now she runs the workshop. Yes, you heard it here first. Mrs. Claus runs the operation.
Wow.
Yes, she does, and she keeps everything running very smoothly and makes sure that the elves are always on top of things, making sure all the toys are well made and the stockings are well stuffed. And Mrs. Santa couldn't do this at all without Mrs. Claus. I'll be honest with you.
Who's your favorite reindeer?
Well, let's see. I think that would have to be the reindeer that you don't see. You see, Randolph is Rudolph's cousin, and he flies behind the sleigh. Now, let me tell you, there was one particular Christmas Eve that Santa was very, very concerned about making his delivery because there was so much wind blowing and so much snow blowing. Well, all of the elves were packing up the sleigh. They told Santa to be very, very careful, but Santa had to just make his way out and make his delivery, so whoosh, off we went. But the north wind decided to play a joke on old Santa that night, and he made that wind blow to the left, and he blew that sleigh to the right. That sleigh was blowing everywhere that Christmas Eve night. And what do you think happened? The presents were bouncing out of the sleigh. They bounced to the left and they bounced to the right. Oh my goodness, presents were bouncing everywhere that Christmas Eve night. But you know, Randolph who saw all of this, said we can't let the presents be undelivered for Christmas, so he thought of a plan. Randolph flew up behind the sleigh, and he was gathering up all of the presents that fell out of the sleigh. That's right. Each and every present that fell out of the sleigh, Randolph caught and put back onto the sleigh. Well, unbeknownst to Santa, this was going on. And then when we made our last delivery, our last rooftop delivery, I took a look behind the sleigh and said, Randolph, well, what are you doing behind here? Well, he told me the story of how he saved all the presents from not being delivered. So when we got home, I called a meeting of the entire North Pole, and it was my pleasure to make Randolph a full-fledged member, that he should fly with us every Christmas Eve. So you see, children, even though you don't see him, you can be sure that Randolph is flying behind that sleigh to make sure all of your presents are delivered to you on Christmas Day.
Who's on your naughty list?
Oh, that's hard to say. I'll have to look at that list and check it twice. But you know, all of you who are on the naughty list, there's still time to redeem yourselves. It's never too late to get on Santa's nice list. Just by thinking of others and doing nice things for others, being kind to each other. That's a surefire way to get off the naughty list.
How does Santa get around?
Oh, well,
nowadays.
I have a special thing in the front of the sleigh, and it's called a GPS, and going places with Santa, the GPS. And Mrs. Claus makes sure that it's never wrong, because she sees to it that the tracking systems are all in line and that the laser beams are all doing what they're supposed to. You can find Santa anywhere in the world that you want to, especially on Christmas Eve. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's an outfit called NORAD, and that's part of our wonderful U.S. military. And they track Santa every year. So if you go online and look them up, you can see where Santa is every part of his journey. So you'll know he's not gonna miss your house.
So, Santa, how do you get into the houses nowadays? They've got cameras and alarm systems and all of that. Like, you don't want to be made out to be a burglar, so how do you get in?
Oh, well, there are many ways. But Santa sometimes uses a special key that bypasses the chimneys and bypasses that. It's a magical key that allows Santa to pass right into your home. But you know, the best way into your home is that you keep that Christmas magic all year round, and especially during the Christmas season. See, it's the Christmas magic that you provide that allows Santa into your home. Oh, the toy drives. Oh, my goodness. The toy drives here in the Poconos, they're wonderful. They help Santa out so much, and they help so many have a Merry Christmas as well. We couldn't do without these toy drives. So if you wanted to do something for Santa, next time there's a toy drive in your area, make sure to bring that new and unwrapped toy, or bring several to the place where they're picking them up. And that way, you can help be one of Santa's special helpers. You know, another thing that Santa gets asked for a lot are for puppies and for kittens and for rabbits and things like that.
Rabbits?
Yeah, rabbits. That's not only the Easter Bunny's domain. But,
cool.
You know, there's so many puppies and kitties and pets out there that haven't got a good home. So, you know, if you should talk it over with your folks. And if they think it's a good idea, well, maybe you can adopt from one of the many, many wonderful shelters that we have here in the Poconos and the Lake Wallenpaupack area. And that way, you'll be happy, and the pet that you choose will be happy. Actually, you know, the pet chooses you.
This is true.
What do you do as a hobby? Do you make stuff? Do you chill? Like, what's up?
Oh, my, well, I'm glad you asked, because Santa likes to sit around the fire with all his with all his elfin friends and all the North Pole people. And he likes to have a good old-fashioned Christmas sing-along. Would you like to have an old-fashioned Christmas sing-along with Santa?
Let's do this.
Absolutely. Let us see. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry.
Not cry.
Better not pout. Now I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Better go to bed.
He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yes!
Oh, wow.
Right. Do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? We gotta do that again. The most famous reindeer of all. Who is that famous reindeer? Well, it's not Melvin. It's Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say he glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in the reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, what did he say?
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Oh, and all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, he'll go down in history. Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
How did you do that? All right, Christmas magic is real, y'all.
Absolutely. You see it here.
So, Santa, normal attire. Now we're in casual Santa attire. So can you tell us some of the cool places you're going to be? Like, what do you like doing after Christmas?
Oh my, well, there's so many things that Santa enjoys doing, but one of which is I love to stop by and look in on the Wally Ice Fest. What's one of Santa's favorite things to do after Christmas?
So, I hear a little birdie had told us, a Christmas birdie that is. Was it a turtle dove?
Possibly.
Said that you might be showing up at the Paw-Pack Polar Plunge.
Oh, the Polar Plunge, indeed. Oh, that's one of Santa's favorite events, especially after Christmas. For one thing, it helps out a very, very worthy cause, the Paw-Pack Plunge. And all of you wonderful people that gather together and take that plunge into that icy cold water. But it certainly is a lot of fun, and it's for a worthy cause. And who knows, you just might see Santa there taking the plunge himself.
Oh, wow. We're gonna see you before Christmas, right?
Oh, absolutely. See, Santa goes to many places before Christmas, and a couple of the places that you can see me was on, let's see, December the 10th. Santa will be at Silver Birches for brunch with Santa from 11 to 1. And also, Santa will be on the 11th, he'll be at the Hotel Anthracite in Carbondale, 11 to 1 as well. So have a brunch with Santa, and we'll share some good food, and we'll sing some happy Christmas songs. And you know, there is one thing too that I may have forgotten to mention. For everyone out there that may not have a chance to see and talk to Santa, well, you can, because Santa has a live call up and talk to Santa show. And you can call that magic number that will be across your screen, your TV screen, and we'll talk for a little while. You can tell Santa anything you want to talk about. And that will be on Wednesday, December the 14th at 7 p.m. on Blue Ridge Cable, Channel 13. So you can call up and talk to Santa and we'll have a jolly old Christmas time. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer.
Yeah!
Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. There it is. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss them once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss them once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh my golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Once again, oh my golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas from Wally Life and Santa.
Merry Christmas, everyone.